Hey guys, what's going on? It's Delusional 29. I just wanted to let you guys know some of the improvements I've made since this video because they were a little outdated. What I ended up doing is I put the NovaMatrix in there and it was a little just slightly dim for my taste, so I ended up putting another one in there, so I have two of them running in there off of the 12 volts off my power supply, so when I turn the computer on it turns on as well. So I updated that. The other thing that I updated was the colors. Colors on my panel are a little different. I used to have blue on the left and red on the right. The only reason I did that is I swapped. I felt that the left side was getting used a lot and it was more broken in than the right side, so I decided to flip them to give this a chance to get broken in a little bit too. And then I just ended up switching the other colors because they looked nice next to those colors as opposed to green over there with the red. It looked like Christmas to me, so I just swapped them all over. Then after I did it, I realized that the Ms.Pacman joystick, which I wanted to be authentic and be red, I wanted it to match. So I said, you know what? That's player one. And a lot of people were getting confused, thinking that player two, since it was red, it was that one. So I just left it on that, and player one is red, and we're all set. So that's what I did. The other thing I did, if you look really closely, I added the decals. There's a guy, his username is Pongo, Pongo, and he's on the BYOAC forums, and he printed these out for me. And all you do is you kind of rub them on with your nail, and then it peels off, and they're really, really durable. You'll see my player one button is kind of fading there. It happens to everybody. It's probably like the third one that I've used. I keep replacing it, but what I plan to do is order a decal from Pongo because he does have these available, for player 2 and player 3 and player 4 and stuff. And basically what you do is you just, get a white button and you rub it on and it's forever on there and it never rubs off, so it's really cool. I did the same thing with the coins. I got a coin button, so that one's yellow. This one's green, but it says coin on it because even though it was lit up and it was the same color, people didn't really know that it was a coin button. So I made the coin buttons say coin on them. The other significant change I did, besides getting the Ms.Pacman joystick replacement, which is great, I really recommend it, you'll see my other video on it, was the flight stick. It never really got used because for whatever reason it wouldn't work with Tron correctly because it works fine except during the light cycle stage and it would just go crazy and zigzag. However, I bought a Tron restrictor plate by this guy named Encryptor who makes it. Encryptor is also a member at BYOAC, and it's this little rubber piece that you put in there and it keeps it from going diagonal easily. You can actually do it if you press really hard, so you can go diagonal in games and it works great. And being that it has a certain leverage that it does for the flight stick, it's really easy to go diagonal when you're playing other games like Afterburner and all these other games. Even though Afterburner was analog, it still feels really good. It gives it a nice stiff feel to the joystick. And it works perfectly with Tron. So I have my spinner here, my Tron joystick here, and then I just have the fire button and it works really, really great. So I'm really happy because I love that game and it would never work right until I got that restrictor plate. So I really recommend it. It goes for around $7 at the time. I don't know what it goes for now. The other thing that I did upgrade here was my coin doors. I added the coin doors on the bottom. I used to have a mesh grill there. I ended up getting these coin doors, I believe, I think it was $20 a piece. They came with the mechs and everything, and they were really rusted out. So I just took them apart, soaked them in CLR, the coin mechs in CLR, and then as far as the finish, I used Black Gloss Hammered. It's hammered by Rust-Oleum. And the hammered look makes it look like it has kind of like a texture on it. It's really hard to see in the video. But yeah, it just comes out really great. I scraped everything off using a drill and like a bit that basically has a circular wire brush on it. And took all the rust off, and of course it's Rust-Oleum, so you don't need any primer, you just put it right on. Did like maybe 3 coats of that, let it dry, put all the hardware back in, and cleaned everything up, and then I just added the decals to coordinate and kind of look so that basically what quarter you're putting in goes to each player. So it's very easy, it's very straightforward for people that don't know. And that's basically it. Those are the improvements I've made. The arcade's working great. I just installed, I took out the arcade VGA because it would not work with Street Fighter 4. So I ended up putting a really powerful ATI card in there and using the software hack called Soft15KHZ, and that enabled me to go to 15 kilohertz so I can use my arcade monitor with it, and it seems to be working great. The only problem is the controls are really screwed up on Capcom. You can only use one keyboard. It's not really meant for an arcade, so you got to trick it by using PP Joy, which I'm really having a hard time with. It's still not working correctly like the way I want it to work, so that project is still kind of on hold right now. So there it is. So there's my arcade machine. Hope you guys liked it, and I will talk to you guys soon.